G'day everyone, Aussie here from Aussie Hunter Gaming. Today, I want to talk to you about my top 5 picks for either Black Dragons, Red Dragons, or Elder Dragons that I want to see return in Monster Hunter 6. Because I've gone through the franchise and I've done a bit of research and all that. And I've only played World and Rise. But looking back and watching other people play, these are my top 5 monsters that I would love to see return. Now, they may be different to your top 5 Elder Dragons, Black Dragons, Red Dragons. Let me know down below. And obviously, Fatalis and Elatron, I just want them to return no matter what. So I'm not going to include them in the video, but I do want them to return because their fight was just beyond fucking epic. And I really do hope we get them. Let me know what you guys want. Let me know what you thought of my top 5. And enjoy. Alright, first off the bat, I'm going to have to give it up to Rise here because Malzeno in Rise is one of the coolest fights I've ever experienced. I mean, I don't care whether or not they bring back Primal. I don't care if they bring back Malzeno himself. I mean, both of these forms are just absolutely fantastic to fight. I mean, Malzeno is infected by the damn thing he's trying to stop. He's a fallen knight. Then you got Primal, who is a knight that hasn't been fallen yet, through the Curios. And their whole entire fight is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it is brutal. He uses his wings as shields and swords, and when he's in the infected one, Malzeno, when he's infected by Curios, he becomes a vampire and he teleports around the map and he just doesn't let up. And then you got normal Primal Malzeno, which is when he starts getting infected, he just takes it to a whole new level. And their whole entire fight, the whole entire concept is one of the coolest things that I've seen in Monster Hunter. And it's just, I just hope the guy returns because I asked this in a previous video I did. And a lot of people said they would love to see Malzeno again. And I would have to agree, he needs a comeback. As an Elder Dragon, his design, his whole concept is absolutely fucking spot on and he needs a return. Alright, my next pick is going to be Di Morales. I mean, holy shit. After seeing what they did with Elatron and Iceborne, and then especially what they did with Fatalis, holy crap. They have 2 out of the 3 Black Dragons and not give back the 3rd. I mean, they could make his fight absolutely spectacular, and I really do hope he returns in Monster Hunter 6 because he really needs it, and I feel like he's forgotten. I mean, you could even turn him into a siege fight if they wanted to. I mean, we've seen what they can do with Safi in a siege fight, what they did with Kolv Taroth, where you run around in big groups. I mean, it would be absolutely fantastic to see this guy return. I mean, he's the 3rd Black Dragon. We've already had 2 out of 3. And both of those fights from Elatron to Fatalis were absolutely fantastic. And it actually showed their true power and their true potential. Because if you didn't hit Elatron with enough elemental damage, once he did Eschaton Judgment, holy fuck, you were gone. There was no way of saving you. I mean, Fatalis, if you underestimated him in his fight, he absolutely whooped your ass. Which is why I believe they need to bring back this walk-in apocalypse. Because shit, even bring back underwater combat because I'm down for that. I'd love to go in underwater combat. With all the new movements that we've got in as a hunter, it'd just be so cool to see him return and see what they could do with him. Alright, for my 3rd pick, and a lot of people said they would love him to return on my last video, when I'm going to have to agree because I did a bit of research and all that, and I would love to see Delam Madur return. I mean, this Elder Dragon carves up mountains just by passing through them. He carves them out. He can just wreck shit. And the sheer size of him, the whole entire Rotten Vale in world is the dead Delam Madur skeleton. It's there. One. Just went there, died, and that became a whole map. You know, that's where Val lives, inside a dead Delam Madur. And, I mean, you look what they did with Fatalis, you look what they did with Elatron. And they could do that exact same thing to his hunt. Make it so fucking epic, make it so much fun, that you just want to keep doing it. Because there's really nothing that's holding them back now. I mean, like, they could do anything in Monster Hunter 6 for this guy. It'd be so cool to see him return, where we can actually fight him, repel him, siege quests. It'd just be so epic. And I reckon, and I do hope that Delam Madur does return in Monster Hunter 6, because he would be one hell of a good battle. Just on the size alone, he'd be fucking epic to take down. Alright, for my next pick, I'm going back to Rise here, but Valstra. I know he was in the previous game in Rise, but Mother of God, he needs return. I mean, I don't care if it's normal Valstrax or Crimson Glow Valstrax, but his whole entire concept, where he's a jet-powered monster that uses dragon energy to fly around the map, is just fucking epic. I mean, he compresses it into a giant laser and shoots it at you. It is just so cool, and his speed for what he is just epic. And not to mention, his armor looks cool, his dual blades look cool. I don't know about the other weapons because I didn't use them. I was mainly running around with dual blades in Rise. But I absolutely love him, and his fight is just so much fun. Especially the way they introduced him as a Crimson Star that came. It was just really cool. And I really do hope that Valstrax returns Monster Hunter 6. Because he would look, and I just want to see him, like, they're going to put it through, and hopefully it's something that even looks better than World, but he would look absolutely fantastic in that, with a more high-res looking version of himself. So, I really do hope that we get another Valstrax, because, and especially with his finisher move where he circles the map and then comes down, a big bang, round the world looking motherfucking attack. It's just so cool, and I need myself some more Valstrax. Alright, for my final pick on this video, I'm going Gormazio, because he's a giant elder dragon that breaks into settlements and fortresses to eat all their gunpowder because he wants the sulfur from it. Then all the rest of it just leaks out of his skin and sweats on the ground like all this tar. Not to mention, he has the OG Dragonator in his back. I mean, imagine how happy the commander would be seeing that. He'd be like so happy, he'd be able to grab it and add it to his collection once we freaking slay him. I mean, I feel like if they added all these big monsters from back in the day, like Delam Madur, Gormazio and that would just take Monster Hunter to a whole new level, because you got all these OG players that speak of these absolutely fantastic fights and all this, and all the New World Hunters that, well, if you follow any of it on YouTube and you look for at all the other stuff they had back in the day, holy crap, aren't we missing out on some really good fights here. I mean, they're bringing back some of the old monsters, like we've got Valstrax back in Rise, which was really, really fucking cool, because a lot of the old hunters before he got released in Rise would speak of Valstrax as this really cool monster, and oh my god, after experiencing him, he was one of the coolest fights I think I've ever seen. And I feel like adding back Gormazio would just really amp this up and take it to a whole new level. I mean, he would be so fun to fight, he'd look absolutely fantastic in the new engine. Not to mention, the things you could do with him would be limitless. I mean, like, whatever you want to do, have him as a siege, have him as a repel. Just something would be really cool to see. And hopefully, we can get him back again, because he would, I really do hope he returns to Monster Hunter 6. Alright everybody, that's my 5 Black Dragons, Red Dragons, Elder Dragons that I would love to see return in Monster Hunter 6. Now I want to ask you guys out there, what are your top 5 Elder Dragons, Black Dragons, or Red Dragons that you'd love to see? Now, obviously we only got one Red Dragon, which was in my last video, which is why he wasn't included. But I want to hear from everyone out there, because in my last video, everyone raised a couple of good points. Like, a lot said they wanted Odogaron back, and I was like, again, oh fuck, I didn't even give Odogaron a second thought. But yeah, he was an absolutely fun monster. So I'd love to hear from everyone out there, what monsters, Elder Dragon levels and up, would you like to see return in Monster Hunter 6? So don't forget, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, I've been the Aussie Hunter. G'day, and until next time, happy hunting.